Okay, so today we're going to throw a bowl, and I'm going to start by centering the clay as normal. Okay, so I'm going to make the hole like I normally would. The place where bowls become a little different than anything else is how you pull out the bottom. So when I pull out the bottom for a cylinder that I'm going to make into a vessel, I pull straight across. But to pull the bottom out for a bowl, I'm going to pull it up in a curve shaped. So the motion is the same, except that I'm going to pull it into a curve shape because that's what the inside of a bowl is going to look like. So now the second difference is when I'm getting my length, or my height, sorry, when I'm getting my height, I'm gonna do this kind of keep it kind of wide and low and kind of go out in a flare shape. So I'm gonna do the same thing that I normally would, and that is to try to get the clay out of the bottom in 3 pulls. So there's my first one, keeping it kind of thick, and I'm kind of pulling it out in a kind of in a flared shape instead of straight up. Second pull, doing the same thing, kind of pulling it out, keeping it kind of thick because I'm going to stretch this out. I want to make sure that I have enough clay to move out into space. I want it to have enough clay in there to support itself. All right, so here's my third pull to get the clay kind of out of the bottom. Okay, so now that I have that done, I've got my clay kind of moved to where I want for it to be, where I need for it to be, so that I can make this into a bowl. I want to kind of dry it out, make sure that my shape is good and that I'm happy with how things look. And then what I'm going to do to open this up is basically support it on the outside with this hand, with my right hand, and with my left hand. While the wheel's going, I'm just going to lay it down. So everything's supported. I'm braced. I have my feet on the floor. I'm supporting it on the outside, and I'm just laying this bowl down. Sometimes I do this in a couple of motions. So this, when I think about a bowl, what is the most important part of a bowl is the inside surface. So I want to make sure that the contour on the inside of the bowl is a nice one. And so now you can see that I have this kind of like shoulder right here. I want to spend time like pressing that down more so that I can make sure that the contour that makes up the inside of the bowl is what I have it in mind, because I know I can trim a little bit off on the outside when I'm trimming my foot. I don't really want to trim on the inside of a bowl unless I need to. A bowl on the inside is also a great surface for carving or for, some decorative little swirls. Place for glaze to lay, so you have a lot of options. You can make the rim be different shapes, but that's essentially the basic gist of a bowl. It differs from a cylinder. When you pull out the bottom, you're not going to pull straight across. You're going to pull kind of into a curved shape, like the inside bottom of a bowl is. And when you are pulling the clay out of the bottom, like basically making your cylinder wall, you're doing that in a way that pulls the clay out instead of straight up. And that's the basic difference between a bowl and a cylinder.